Hello and welcome back to Rajshri Coaching. And in today's video I'll talk to you about how to stop procrastinating. Let's say it's Friday afternoon and you're working very hard to complete a task before 5 o'clock, which is also your deadline. But while you're working, you're actually cursing yourself for not starting this work any sooner. How did this happen? What went wrong? How did you lose your focus? Well, you see, you spent many hours reading your emails and rereading them again just to spend a bit more time on wasting your time. You've been checking out your social media when you didn't have to. You've been doing the excessive preparation of the work that you're currently doing and not forgetting the visits to the coffee breaks or cigarette breaks all the time. And then the time you spent on other tasks that could have been left for next week. Does that sound familiar? Does it? Well, you're not alone. Procrastination is a trap that many of us fall into. In fact, according to a researcher and public speaker, Piers Steele, he says that 95% of us procrastinate to some degree. While it may be comforting to know that you're not alone, it can be a shock to realize just how much it can hold you back and how much time you can waste. Procrastination is often confused with laziness, but they are completely different. Procrastination is an active process where you choose to do something else instead of the task that you know you should be doing. In contrast, laziness suggests that you are unconcerned, inactive, and are unwilling to take part in the job or do the act. Procrastination usually involves ignoring an unpleasant but likely more important task in favor of one that is more enjoyable or easier to do. But giving into this impulse can have some serious consequences. For example, even a minor episode of procrastination can make us feel very guilty or ashamed. It can lead us to reduce productivity and cause us to miss our deadlines or achievements. If we procrastinate over a long period of time, we can become demotivated and cynical with our work, and that can lead to depression and even lose your job, in most extreme cases that is. As with most habits, it's possible to overcome procrastination. Now, here are some steps that I'm going to share with you to help you deal with and prevent procrastination. You might be putting off a task because you've had to reprioritize your workload. If you briefly delay an important task for a genuinely good reason, then you're not really procrastinating. However, if you start to put things off indefinitely or switch your focus off because you want to avoid doing something, then you probably are procrastinating. You may also be procrastinating if you are filling your days with low priority tasks. Leave an item to do on your to-do list for a long period of time without attending to it, even though it's important. You're reading your email several times during the day without doing anything about it. You're not even taking a decision what to do with it. You start a high priority task and you go off doing something completely different, or you end up going into a coffee break, completely irrelevant task, others you'll find. You fill your time with unimportant tasks that other people could have done and that aren't really priority for you. And you wait for the good time, or you wait for it to be in a good mood, or you wait for the right things to come your way, and then you'll tackle the task. You need to understand the reasons why you're procrastinating before you can begin to tackle it. You see, if you're avoiding a particular task because you're finding it boring or unpleasant, if so, do something to get out of it. Get out of your way quickly, so that way you can focus on the aspect that you enjoy about the job and something that you know you can actually complete. Poor organization can lead to procrastination as well. Organized people successfully become it because they have prioritized their to-do list and created an effective schedule. These tools can help you organize your task and know exactly when and how to meet your deadline. Even if you're organized, you can still feel overwhelmed by tasks. Perhaps you've got doubts about your ability, or you're worried about failing. So if you put off the work and you seek comfort in doing some other work that you know you're capable of doing, some people fear success as much as failure as well, you know. They think that success will lead them on being swamped with requests to do other jobs or more jobs, that they end up being drowned in doing so. Surprisingly, perfectionists are often procrastinators as well, Often, they'd rather avoid doing a task that they don't feel like they're going to do, or they feel that they've got the skills to do it, but they don't want to do it imperfectly. Another major cause of procrastination is poor decision making. If you can't decide what to do, you'll end up doing something wrong. You'll end up doing the task that's not supposed to be good for you, and you end up harming everyone around you in your job. For some people, procrastination is more than a bad habit. It's a sign of serious underlying health issues. For example, ADHD, OCD, anxiety, and depression are all associated with procrastination. Also, research suggests that procrastination can be a cause for serious stress and illnesses as well. So if you suffer from a prolonged or chronic procrastination, one of these conditions could be blamed, and you should seek immediate health advice or professional advice from a doctor or professional who deals with these sort of issues. Procrastination is a habit, a deeply ingrained pattern of behavior. This means that you probably can't break out of it overnight. Habit only stop being habit when you avoid practicing them. Then what you need to do is try as many of the strategies that I'm about to share with you, I'm about to mention, as possible, to give yourself a chance of succeeding. What you need to do is forgive yourself. And try. Forgiving can actually help you pass all the events that you've done before. Studies shows that self-forgiveness can help you feel more positive about yourself and reduce likelihood of procrastinating in the future. Focus on doing something, not avoiding it. Do it even though you don't like it. Write down the tasks that you need to complete and go out there and at a specific time and do them. Things will help you, this will help you actually become more proactive and tackle your job if you head on face them. Promise yourself a reward. Exactly. If you complete a difficult task on time, reward yourself with a treat such as a slice of cake, a coffee break, or go out to cinema, to a bar, coffee, whatever. But promise yourself that you'll reward yourself once you've completed the task, not before. Ask someone to check up on you. Peer pressure sometimes works. This can be the principle behind self-group. If you don't have anyone to ask, then what you need to do is input on your diary or on your laptop or computer a time on your diary, electronic diary that is, to remind you and to monitor yourself how you're getting on with the job you're supposed to be doing or the task. Have you done it? You'll ping on your laptop to ask you whether you've done it or not. Act as you go. Tackle the task as soon as they come. Don't wait and put them aside to do them later. Letting them build up over time can actually be a risk, and you'll end up procrastinating again. Rephrase your internal dialogue. Rephrase the need to, have to with other examples. For example, you need to end up changing them to I choose to do them. I choose to do that. I want to finish the task. That way, when you do that, it implies that you own the situation, you own the project, and you own the time, instead of letting time own you and leaving them aside. That way you will feel more in control of your workload. Turn off your email. If you've got nothing important, or if you do need to use it, turn it off. Social media, put it to a minimum. If you have to work with it, put it to a minimum, or don't look at it at all. Avoid sitting anywhere near a television or near a radio, that you'll end up concentrating on the radio, or anything that could distract you while you're working. However, if you decide to actively procrastinate, be sure to avoid putting your co-workers, parents, partners, or any person around you in any unnecessary and unpleasant, unwanted pressure. If you're procrastinating because you find a task unpleasant, try to focus on the long-term gain. Research how to do the job and leave the impulse behind. Procrastination can be a focus of negativity, and it's only short-term procrastination which is good, but not long-term. Combat this by identifying the long-term benefit. What would happen if you end up doing this task right now? What are the good things and what are the bad things? Look at the long-term effect. Will it help you in completing it now, or will it not help you in completing it now? Would it affect your growth at work? Will it affect your bonus? Will it affect your end of year bonus? Or will it affect your team bonus? What will happen if you allow procrastination to take over? Another way to make sure a task is enjoyable, or to enjoy the task that you're doing, is to identify the unpleasant consequences of avoiding it. For example, what will happen if you don't complete the work? How might it affect your personal, team, organizational goal? Can you be fired? Would you be fired? If somebody procrastinates in your workplace, what would you do if you were the boss? How would you handle it? At the same time, it can be useful to reframe the task by looking at its meaning and relevance. This will increase the value to you and your work the more you do it, and it will be worth more. I hope you understand better now how procrastination is harmful for your job and harmful for your health. But if it's long term, change it. Find out for yourself how exactly it's benefiting you. The long-term procrastination, what are you losing? What could happen? Let's say you're a student, you're studying. What happens if you procrastinate, you don't study? What will be the end result? Will you fail your exam? Will you achieve what you want to achieve? What's the exam for? Is it because you want to become X, Y, and Z? Will you be X, Y, and Z if you're procrastinating? I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please share these videos with your friends and family, or those people you know would actually benefit from that. Take care, have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye now.